Example, evaluate the integral from 0 to 5 pi over 12 of tangent to the power of 77 3 theta times secant squared of 3 theta d theta. This is a substitution problem. We'll make our initial substitution as u equals tan 3 theta. We do this because the derivative of tangent is secant squared. So let's find the derivative. The derivative of u is du. The derivative of tangent 3 theta is secant squared 3 theta times the derivative of the inside function 3 theta, which would be 3. So du is equal to 3 secant squared of 3 theta d theta. Note that in the original problem, we have secant squared 3 theta d theta, and in our substitution, that term is multiplied by 3. In order to be able to make a direct substitution, we're going to divide out the constant 3. That'll give us 1/3 du is equal to secant squared 3 theta d theta. Now we're going to make a change of variables for the bounds of integration for our substitution, starting with the lower bound of 0. We're going to evaluate u equals tan 3 theta at the lower bound of theta equals 0. So u is equal to tangent of 3 times 0, which is the tangent of 0, which is 0. Our new lower bound will be 0 for the 0. Let's do this for the upper bound of 5 pi over 12. We want that in terms of u, so u would be equal to tangent of 3 times the upper bound, 5 pi over 12. 3 times 5 pi over 12 will give you 5 pi over 4. U is equal to the tangent of 5 pi over 4, and that is 1. So for our integral, we will reconstruct it using the substitution values. The 1/3 we'll go ahead and write on the left side of the integral. Instead of integrating from 0 to 5 pi over 12, we now integrate from 0 to 1. And tan to the power of 77 3 theta, we'll write that as u to the power of 77. And where secant squared 3 theta d theta was, we just put in du. Use the power rule for integration to integrate u to the power of 77. Remember the constant 1/3 times u to 1 power higher, that's 78, and 1 divided by the same number, 78. We evaluate that from 0 to 1. Let's multiply 1/3 and 1/78 together. That product is 1 divided by 234, u to the power of 78, and we evaluate that still from 0 to 1. Our definite integral then is 1 divided by 234. That is, u, which is 1 raised to the power of 78 is just 1, minus 0 raised to the power of 78 is just 0.